Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I've. Muévese, por favor, muévese. It's been bugging me because I misspelled Ferrari. Ferrari. And this is about to run out of ink. It's cool. It's cool. Life is happening for me. I know where I could buy more of these. I saw them today, actually. Um, Today I want to talk about something that's been on my chest all day, and it's around 11:30 p.m. here in California, Pacific Standard Time. December 7th. December 7th, 2025. And the message today is that the imaginative image is the only thing to seek. The imaginative image is the only thing to seek. We think that the world is physical and we need to work hard and shit. No, it's not like that. Okay, not like that at all. Um, we've always had a way of thinking that has allowed us to manifest what we have in our life. Okay, that is thinking from the end, like Neville Goddard likes to say, thinking from the end, not of the end. Thinking of your desire is the step. It's the first step. You need to have you need to really want what you desire. Okay. And I just want to say shout out YouTube. I love you guys. I love you guys who watch YouTube. You guys are really at the forefront of creating the world because you create through imagination. And I know there's people here creating through their imagination consciously because others do it unconsciously. They don't know they're doing it. A lot of people say work hard, take action. But what about the mind? Because if we never have ideas and goals and aspirations, then we're only limited to what we see through our senses. Okay. An example, when I was in prison, I visualized what I would be doing when I got out. What am I going to do? Stare at a wall all day? Of course not. So the imagination is what gave me the clarity of what that would look like when I got out. Okay, because I didn't know how the gate looked. I didn't know where I was going to get picked up. I don't know what bus I was going to take. I don't know how I was going to call somebody. I did not know. And let me drink my. Let me get my Diet Coke real quick. There you go. I didn't know any of that stuff. So imagination was essential. It's kind of like default. I had to do it. That's what's important. That's what's very cool and very. I want to use a different word than cool. A very productive way of changing your life is just imagining, just relaxing, sitting down and imagining. This is marshmallow, for short, Machi. Because I called him Marshy for short when he first got here to me, Marshy. And after I'm Mexican, so I started calling him like Machi. See, he knows that's his name. Okay, so when you think of your goal, see yourself with it. Like when I saw myself being in college, when you see yourself with the desire that you want, you are thinking from it. Because in imagination, you go there. You make elsewhere here and now relative to your body. Your body is wherever it is right now. When you go to imagination, you make your consciousness travel somewhere else. Or you see yourself with something in your current place. Like, for example, I manifested tacos not too long ago. I remember I said, like, I'm kind of hungry. I would be nice to eat some tacos. And I saw myself like biting into some tacos. Like, yeah. And then I started working on a YouTube video. And then I get a knock. You know? What the fuck? I look at my like people. It's my neighbor. And I'm like, oh shit, what does my neighbor want? Fuck it. Hey, open door. Hey, what's up, man? He's like, hey man, you want some tacos? I'm like, hell yeah, I want some tacos. And he's like, I told him, are you selling tacos? Because he had a big bag of tacos. And he's like, no, man, the taco lady who sells on the corner gave them to me. She said, tell people to try them out so, if they want to get more tacos, they could come to my stand. I was like, all right, cool, man. I got the tacos and I ate them. So they were free and I was eating them in my apartment. That shit manifested quickly. Because I was thinking from the end. I wasn't thinking of the end. I was thinking from the end. Because when you're in your imagination, you're eating the thing. You have the thing, right? You see yourself with it already. Or you can also create a scene following the accomplishment of your desire. When Neville Goddard learned the law of assumption, he saw himself with the thing. He didn't see himself after being in Barbados. He saw himself sleeping in Barbados. He wanted to go to Barbados. He did not have a nickel to his name. Okay, and he says this in the book, the Awakened Imagination and the Search. And Abdullah tells him, think from the end. Think from the consciousness that you are already there, and you will go there in the body. The body will follow where your state of consciousness is. Okay. So what he was told to do was imagine that he was already in Barbados. Okay. So he said, Abdullah, an Ethiopian rabbi, a black Ethiopian rabbi, told him, before you go to bed, before you fall asleep, close your eyes. See yourself sleeping on your childhood bed in your father's home, and fall asleep in that bed. Fall asleep thinking from that state. In other words, fall asleep while you are sleeping on your childhood bed in your imagination. Okay, and think that you're there. So whatever you would think if you were there, think that. Think that New York is up north. Think that the Atlantic is right next to you. Feel the bed. Smell the ocean breeze as you open the window. Okay, these are ways in which he could have imagined. Okay, but all we know is that he imagined he was sleeping on his father's bed. Okay, but to give it more vivid sense, using our senses and imagination, you could do that. So he fell asleep on his childhood bed. He fell asleep, and he was sleeping in Barbados in his father's home, and he knew that New York was up there. So he's thinking from the end. He's not thinking of wanting to go. He's not thinking of Barbados. Oh, Barbados, right? Oh, I want to go to Barbados. No. In imagination, he is in Barbados. So he's saying, oh, this bed feels so good. I remember when I used to sleep in this bed when I was a baby. Or a young man. Or a child. I love Barbados. Wow. And New York is up north. I wonder how I'm gonna get back, right? Because he's thinking from that state that he is in Barbados. Okay, and I want to share now my experience of using the imagination. because the imagination is the only thing to see. When you're in that scene, when you're in your imagination and you can see the new place 360 and you feel it to be true, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. So I'm gonna go over two stories. One, I'm gonna go over how recently I manifested money, and at the time when I didn't know about the law of assumption or imagination, but I used my imagination, not knowing that it was gonna manifest, and I didn't believe it was gonna manifest, but it did. And my thought was like, oh, this is not gonna happen, but it still did, because your imagination is law. Okay, it's inevitable. Imagination is God, is creation. Everything is consciousness. Everything is imagination. And so, the image is greater than the word. The image is greater than the word. And let me explain how. So I'm at my office. I have an office. I'm a salesman for a company, so I sell tax and legal services for attorneys. And I was thinking, I am a fucking money magnet. Okay, so I said that. But I also added the imagination. I saw money just flowing to me like I am right now. Money's flowing to me. And I'm seeing it like falling on my lap, attaching to me like a magnet. It's attaching to me. It's falling on my feet, and it's filling up this room right now. It's filling up this room. Whoa, it's a lot of money. Hell yeah. Wow. Okay. So stopped at my neck. But it's still piling up because it could still go within the crevices. And I feel relaxed. So I feel abundant. And that's the key. Okay? The imagination helps you with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Okay? The imaginal scene helps you with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The imaginal scene helps you with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You get to feel it on automatically. And so I was doing this for a couple of days. I was seeing the money just flowing to me. And this is because I've been reading Neville Goddard for years, for about 6 years, since I got into Bob Proctor's coaching program back in 2019 when he was alive. I've been reading this stuff. And so I do it. I apply it. I'm not complaining or like, how does this work? You know, stuff like that. Which a lot of my mastermind partners would say, because they back then, I don't think we really understood, you know. I think a mastermind is always good when you have somebody who's not high level, but like has a lot of experience and can teach the people who don't have the experience. And then, yeah. But I digress on that. I think it was just for us to learn. That's what Bob told us to do that. But that would have made the program way better. I think we would have manifested way faster. But again, I digress. And I was visualizing the money flowing to me, seeing it flow to me, and then feeling it to be true, because I was feeling relaxed. I'm like, yes, sir, awesome. You know, so I'm thinking from the end, because I am at the end. You know, I'm not saying, oh, I wish money would come to me. I wish it would come. I wish I could magnetize some money. No, the money's magnetizing to me now, because in my imagination, I'm seeing it bang, 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 attach it to me, filling up the room. I'm feeling yes, right? I'm thinking from the end, not of the end. So I'm thinking that the wish is already accomplished. I'm thinking that my desire is already done, and I'm seeing it already done. I'm not thinking of the desire. I'm not in a state of lack or desire or wish or wishing for something. I already have it. In my imagination, I have it. Although I'm not saying I have it, I already have it. I'm seeing the money. Whoop, whoop, attach. kind of like Magneto with metal, right? Just magnetizes all the metal. To me, it was just money, all the money. My just like, what you doing, bro? And and then as I open my eyes, I see on my phone app on my computer, it's a client. Hi, Miguel speaking. Oh, hey, I want to make a payment. Okay, let me pull out your file. Okay, what's your card number? Yesterday morning, Saturday. Look at my emails. Over $1,000 dropped from a client. Came in. Automatic pilot. On the weekend. I didn't have to call. They just paid. I like drinking cola at night because Diet Coke because zero calories, no sugar. It's another thing. The other one was when I didn't know about imagination. Okay. I didn't know about imagination, the way in which it it is inevitable. It's inevitable. I really want to get a cup of wine right now. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Stay here 5 seconds. It won't take too long. Okay, I'm back. So with this story, I was visualizing sex. I didn't put a face on it, but you could put a face on the person you want to have sex with, because there are infinite states. Thought is infinite. Okay, thought is infinite. You can have anything you want. This is what I didn't understand when Bob Proctor would say, "Don't put a face on somebody that you want to manifest." And I was like, "What the?" But you say you can have anything. Why can't I put a face? Why can't I get the girl that I want? I'm like, oh, whatever. But then as I start studying myself and reading Neville Goddard, reading different people, and that thought is infinite, there's infinite states. You know, in the Bible it says there are many mansions in my Father's home, or there are many mansions in heaven, and if I go there, you will go there also. It's saying that wherever you go in imagination, the body will go there also. I prepare a place, imagination prepares a place, then you will be there also. I like cheap wine. I don't know. Well, I'm not that much of a experience with wine, and but cheap wine is usually the best because it's not strong, and it tastes good. I don't think it tastes bad. This one's the orange cap, yellowtail, Merlot. Orange cap, yellowtail, Merlot. But I digress. Always drink responsibly. Yeah. Okay. So I was visualizing that, and I remember I wasn't working or nothing. It was already around like 5, and I was eating my dinner, and I'm like just relaxing, not working. I'm like, that's it, man. I'm just gonna relax. I don't, at least at that time, I was just relaxing. But most of the time, back then, I was working really, really hard because I was living in the outside world. I was still of the carnal mind, of the physical senses. I wasn't reborn. What you're seeing now is a reborn motherfucker. That's why on my Instagram I am Miguel the Famous King. Because people say Christ is king. Christ is king of circumstance. Christ is imagination. Christ is imagination. Imagination is the savior. Okay. Imagination is freedom to all bondage. Be it health, wealth, love, and happiness. If you don't have health, wealth, love, and happiness, it's because you are in bondage. And the only way to get yourself redeemed is through the imagination. Mama, get off of there, mama. Destiny loves the laptop because right now it's cold in California. Relative to the summer, it's really cold right now. It's a winter. Um, okay, and so I was eating, and then I get a message on Facebook. I get a message, and I'm like, "What the hell?" It's one of my friends, and let's call her Jessica. Okay, and her name's not Jessica. I'm just doing that to protect her identity. She's like, I tried to have sex with her during undergrad. This time, I was on my last year of my master's degree, or had just graduated from my master's degree program at UCLA, and she had moved to a different state to do her master's program. She's like, "Hey, let's catch up." I'm like, "Okay, cool, let's catch up." And I'm like, damn. I actually don't want to catch up with her because I want to fuck. I'm attracted to her. And I tried to many times, and she didn't let me. Little side note, she said that she was a virgin at the time. That's why she was so, like, I guess, not open to it. She's kind of, like, hard. And I'm just like, I was like, all right, whatever. She told me that after, right? Um, after we had after we had intercourse. Um, but yeah, so that was my mind. Okay, that was my thinking. Like, oh man, I don't want to, but I'm like, whatever. Like, I invited her to get pho. I think it's Japanese. It's a soup. It's really good. It's an Asian soup, and I was like, fuck it. We'll have some pho. That's a win for me. That's all that matters. Fuck it. And so I gave her my address, and I gave her a time to come. Okay. And I'm like, whatever. I was working on content, like on YouTube and like social media stuff, for my personal training business, because I was a personal trainer. Yeah, I was everything. I was a personal trainer. I was a content manager. I was mother manager. I was accounting. It's crazy when you're self-employed like that, and you're living from the physical senses, so you're not really manifesting shit. Like, what the fuck? You're just on fucking go mode. It's just crazy. But that's a crazy. Um, and then but then later on I learned about manifesting, which is what this is about. And she comes. She knocks on the door. I'm like, who is that? I look at the door. Oh shit, she did come. I didn't think she was gonna come. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, oh whatever. We'll just get some fun. Fuck it. I wasn't even trying to get at her because I already tried many times. That's just weird to keep on trying. Like after a few times, just let it go. Just it's just a rational thing to do. And I told her, "Oh, hey, let me brush my teeth." I was dressed. Of course, I wasn't around naked, So like, I'm just gonna put on my shoes and brush my teeth. I thought, all right, I'm gonna brush my teeth. Just come inside and sit on the couch. Like, no, take me to your room. I'm like, all right, cool. Um, I took her to my room. Like, hey, just in my room. So you can sit down or wherever you want. And then I went to brush my teeth and finished. Came back. And she was on my bed, so I sat next to her on my bed, like, hey, so how you been? You right? Because we didn't really like talk when she came to the door, or on Facebook. We are just like, hey, let's meet up, let's catch up. Cool, we're gonna catch up at pho. And so I sit down next to her, and she puts her hand on my leg, and gives me those eyes, like, oh, say less. And then we had intercourse for a long time. And I think she even slept over. It's a trip. Every time I have intercourse with a woman, she doesn't stay for just one round. She likes multiple rounds and she sleeps over. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if that's just me or I think that's every man. Let me know in the chat if I'm that. That's for like every man. If you're a woman, you go also tell me like, yeah, I usually like sleep over, go a few rounds, and then go rounds again in the morning. That's just what typically happens to me. And so We end up having sex. Then we go to fuck, and then we come back, and she sleeps over, and yeah, we had a great time. And then after a few, I think a day later, I was like, that's crazy. I was imagining me having sex. I was even like doing it physically. I was like in my imagination, I was like having sex, but I was on my bed, like if I had a girl in the doggy style position or the missionary position, or if I was standing up and I was getting oral. I was doing all that, like, although I was physically standing, but I was in imagination, it was happening, right? So I wasn't just like sitting down like Neville Goddard would say, sit down and close your eyes. I was actually kind of like acting it out and using my imagination. I actually manifest things like that pretty frequently. Like I walk around like my office sometimes when I need a break, and then I ask myself, how do I feel now that I have this and I have this certain thing right now, right at a certain location or something. So I'm using my imagination too, but I'm not closing my eyes. I'm not like in a state akin to sleep. I'm just affirming it through an affirmation. How do I feel now that I have X? So I'm saying I have it already, and I'm asking myself, how do I feel now that I have it? So I'm affirming that I have it and feeling that I have it and using my imagination because I added detail like that it's over there or it's over here or what have you. And so that's what happened. And this whole time I'm having that not a negative self talk, but a doubtful self talk where I'm like, it's not gonna happen. She doesn't want to have sex with me. But it was inevitable. The universe made it so inevitable. Like, one, it was my undergrad crush. Okay. And I'm really attracted to her. I'm still very attracted to her. And we had such a great chemistry, but I don't know what happened. She got out of my life. I haven't been. I might have her number. I'll see what's up. And yeah. So those are the two ways. Both I used imagination. Both I got into the feeling of it. One I used consciously. The other I didn't. I didn't know. And I had that negative self talk. And it still happened. Because imagination is inevitable. Okay, I could have said no for what I wanted to, but that's what I really wanted, you know. It's what I really wanted. So you do have agency. You do have agency. It's just that you don't know how it's gonna happen. Okay. But it is inevitable. Like it'll show up. There's a story that Navigator talks about where a woman says she wrote a fiction story, and that fiction story happened to her. And she declined a marriage offer because in her story the main character got offered marriage by a significant other, and they got married, but she declined the offer from her significant other. Yeah. And so yeah. I want to wrap this up with a few messages that have also been in my mind, and that is that you go after what you want, no matter what it is. Whatever your heart calls for, go after it. I like what Wes Watson says about desire because it says everything starts infantile. It's like first you want money, right? Like you just want money, and then you understand that it's about the process, or it's about giving back, about helping others. Whatever it is, for everybody's different. These are just examples, or like maybe you want to have sex with a lot of women or a certain woman, and then you end up learning about being grounded, being self-validated, loving yourself, being self-validated, whatever. But whenever you elevate your internal state to a positive frequency, to me that's self-validation, that's self-love, because you're putting yourself in a positive frequency. Make yourself feel good. That's what happiness is. Happiness is so vague. It's just being in a positive frequency. You're making yourself happy. So you're coming from a full cup. So, but it's crazy how the universe puts sex or maybe any other desire to help us reach that understanding, that inner standing. And So go after it. Go after whatever it is. Go after it. And then learn the lessons that you're gonna learn. It's gonna evolve. It's gonna turn into something greater. Um, like for women, it's gonna be like, okay, now I have abundance. I have a lot of women. I want to connect with a certain woman. I wanna feel the joy of being and connecting with her, and like, um, because I have this feeling and desire of connecting with her. It's not physical. It's more inside. So I want to do that, and it evolves. Okay, because you've passed that. Oh, lust. Oh, pretty face, big boobs. You know, you passed that. You passed that, and you're like, there's something that I want to do with this woman. I want to connect with her. Why? I don't know. I just have the desire to connect with her on an intimate level. And you start evolving. You have more than enough money, and then you're like, I want to have a little bit more money. I want to have more money, and then you end up gaining more money. You gain a better understanding of whatever it is that you're doing in that business, which is probably linked to your purpose, and you're like, oh wow, I can fulfill my purpose at a better rate, or at a grander scale, and all that started because you wanted some moolah. You just wanted some cash. You're like, man, I want to be fucking rich. And you're like, man, I just want to give fucking back. After you have the money, you just want to fucking give back. Like, oh shit, now I want to give back way more. I want to give back to 1 million people, versus maybe your 10 clients that you had at the beginning that got you, some good cash. Health, maybe you're like, man, I want to be healthy. All right, you get health, you get in shape. I want to be fit, I want to have a six pack. And then you're like, you know what? You get the desire, like, I want to be stronger. I want to know how to do a power lift, right? Or an Olympic lift. I want to learn that. And so you learn it. And that gets you stronger and it gets you a greater physique. Or it could be that you want a great physique, and it leads you to learning those things, the nutrition, the workouts, the Olympic lifts, the supplements, all that stuff. But it started with the end of you seeing yourself with what you wanted. It was all vanity. I just want the muscle. But then you learn nutrition, supplements, health, recovery, how to get strong. But the universe put the carrot in front of you of having a six pack or a nice body. The lust, the just kind of like the surface level thing. And everything you desire, you're gonna get some type of knowledge, some type of wisdom, some type of experience. I've gotten everything already. More than enough money. Baddies. Health. Follow me on Instagram. You can check me out right there. I show it all. Happiness, self-love, self-validation. And just want to share this with you. And I know YouTube, again, shout out YouTube, shout out my viewers. You guys are at the forefront of developing the world because you're learning this stuff. There's Brendan Wood Manifesting. I think it's Brendan Wood Manifesting, or Brandon Manifesting. Talks about the law of assumption a lot. Mr. Law of Attraction, who also was trained by Bob Proctor, and I think he might still be a consultant, or used to be a consultant with Bob Proctor. Wes Watson doesn't talk about the law of attraction, but a lot of it stuff he talks about raising your frequency to attract positive things. When you're in a positive frequency, you're only going to attract positive things. That's how it is. And that's law of attraction 101. That's the fundamentals. And when you imagine yourself with what you want, you're in a positive frequency. It's not that we don't know this stuff, it's that we need to apply this stuff. Okay? We need to apply this stuff. And when you feel force, just go back to imagination. Just relax. Stop force. Stop out here. You can't change out here. You must change in here to change out here. Okay. You must change in here, see yourself with the thing you desire to change out here. Okay. If you want to, if you work too much out here, it's like trying to change your reflection. You can't change the reflection, bruh. You're in the wrong place. You gotta change your face or whatever you're looking at. Okay, well, whatever you are. Okay, whatever you are, you need to change for the mirror to change. Okay. And that's it. I believe that's it. Imagination is the only thing that you need. Okay. Imagination is the only thing that you need. Imagination is the only thing that you need. Okay. Because from there, you get to the feeling of already having what you desire. Okay. Use your senses in your imagination. Touch, taste, feel, everything that you can. And then think from that place like, wow, I already have this girl. Okay, wow, people know that I'm with her. People have an idea with her. Like, wow, I remember when I first met her, and now we're together. Now we're in this bed together. Okay. Or if you want to earn a certain amount of money, and you're like, wow, I have this already. You're looking at your bank account. Wow, I already have it. I remember when I didn't even have X amount, or like when I was struggling and thinking about X amount. Now I just, wow, this will last a lifetime, multiple lifetimes. Wow, isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Like, wow. And that's because you're thinking from it. Therefore, you're seeing yourself with it, and you're feeling like you have it, because you do in imagination. And then you let it go on with your day, stay in that consciousness that you already have it. You already have it. That's it. Stay in that state of consciousness, like Abdullah told Neville. Okay. Think from the end. See yourself in Barbados, already sleeping in your father's home. Okay, in your childhood bed. Okay. And think from that point of view, that state of consciousness, because that's wherever your state of consciousness is, that is where your physical body will go. Wherever imagination is, that's where your body will go. Imagination is within, creating that scene and feeling it to be true. And you create the scene where you already have it. Neville Goddard saw himself sleeping on his childhood bed. He didn't see himself on a like trying to convince somebody to give him a ticket. He was already there. It was already accomplished. Okay? It was already accomplished. And that's what you need to do. See yourself already with the thing that you desire, and it's already accomplished. Okay? I don't know how long this has been going on, the video. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Imagination is the only thing that you need to seek. Like, I have everything. Wine, soda, water, food, everything. I just want to give it back. It's probably midnight already. I'm probably going to wake up at 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. I don't require that much sleep, but I want to get up before the sun because of self-validation. I feel amazing after I do that. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can take it from me. Nothing, only me. What's going on? What else I want to share? And that's it. Go after what you truly want. No matter what it is. Everything starts infantile. Go after what you want. Something that's going to teach you. Something. That desire is going to teach you something. And it's just a journey. Just enjoy the journey. See yourself already in the end. Think from the end, right? Like, oh yes, I got it. Think from the end, not of the end. Think from the end. Yes, I got it. Okay, and the best way to know that you're thinking from the end is because you feel it to be true. Look around 360 degrees. Okay, 360 degrees. Oh, you're at that place. You know, um, that to help you make it more like vividly real, and it's inevitable. Okay, it's inevitable. And if you feel force, stop, relax, and go within. All right. I wrote actually wrote a article on Medium about this topic. If you like, you know, reading or audiobooks, you can read it or listen to it in audio format. It's the same stuff that I'm talking to you about. I have a few quotes from Neville Goddard. Check it down below. And until next time, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, go after everything you desire. It's already yours. Peace.